What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Well, this is going to be a reality chat / podversation because I was just going to talk about something that I saw on Love and Marriage Huntsville this past weekend. Well, I recorded it and I watched it a few days later. And then recently, we all know that Kevin Samuels, he passed away. And a lot of people feel a lot of ways about his legacy and what he left in his aftermath of a lot of things that he said. But Martell Holt, someone I really don't even like to talk about because I just can't stand him. And it's just, for me, I don't really like talking about people that I don't like. And it's just, I don't even want to say it's a waste of time, but because I don't do reality show reviews and a lot of the stuff that happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville this past weekend is just tiring because the back and forth bickering with the girls, the ladies, and who's friends with who and who said what and all that drama. I mean, I get it. It's for the television show and it may be happening in real life because I find that a lot of these people on this show is probably what helps the show also. They go live and they do all of these things on social media about what has either happened on the show or what's about to happen on the show. So it keeps people interested. But Martell Holt, he had a meeting with his business partner. That's what it said on the screen. I don't know if this guy is really his business partner or not. But when I saw that, I was like, I really hope this man is just doing this, not Martell, but the other guy. I really hope that this guy is just doing this to be seen on television for some reason and it's for his benefit, because I don't see anybody being in business with Martell Holt as a benefit. The guy is just shysty. He claimed that he's built all of these houses and maybe he has experience in that field, but he does not have a builder's license. He was married to Melody for years, and then we found out after the divorce that he doesn't have a builder's license. His credit is messed up. He had to file for bankruptcy, and maybe he didn't have to file for bankruptcy, but he decided to do it because for some people, they have to do it to get a fresh start. And then for some people like him, I would say, they do it as a slick move to get out of their responsibilities when they could just work out some payment plans and just do things the honorable way. And yeah, it may take some time, but you just want to get out of everything. So now it's like you want to get your credit cleaned up when you file for bankruptcy, when you should have just been paying your freaking bills and setting up some payment plans, because we also learned that he did that to get out of paying Melody some money that he owed her. But he wants to always go on social media and let us know how horrible of a mother she is and all of these things. But here's what I wanted to talk about. The business partner was saying, well, you need to get your builder's license. And Martell said something that it just rang off alarm bells for me. I don't know if it rang off for this guy. If he is smart, I'm assuming that they did, and he just allowed the filming to film and the scene to play out because it's for television, but he absolutely has no real desire to be in business with Martell. But we shall see. He tells the guy, well, I don't really need to do that because the situation with me and Mel was that we got divorced. You and we're not going to get divorced, so there's not going to be any issues. So he's basically trying to say the only reason why things fell out in the business department between he and Melody was because they went through a divorce. But yet he's not taking accountability for the actions that he took as to why they got divorced, because Melody said that she loved him, and if those things did not happen, she would have still probably been married to him. A hard pill to swallow because he is such a lover of himself and such a narcissist and never takes any responsibility for anything he's done. But he is the person and has been the person that was blaming Melody for why he stepped out of the marriage to be unfaithful over and over and over and over again, and even had a child outside of their marriage, and he's still to this day wanting to say that Melody, she needs to take accountability for what she did. Dude, you were the despicable person. You were the party in this situation that bears all of the blame. I don't care if she wasn't cooking the way that you wanted her to, or screwing you the way that you wanted to. Like, those are not grounds that you can take to a court for divorce. You can say irreconcilable differences, and that can just kind of be what some people want to define it as. But in some states, still to this day, you have to have a true legitimate grounds for divorce. And in all 50 states, adultery is one of the top. So he can't sit here and blame Melody for the marriage not existing anymore. So I'm saying all of these things to just make this point. This man had the nerve to tell this other gentleman that he doesn't need to get his builder's license because he and this guy are not in a relationship. They're not married, so there's not going to be a divorce, so we don't have to worry about anything with the business. How you treat your spouse, how you treated the person that you had not just a moral obligation to, but a legal obligation as well, because that's what marriage is. It's a legal commitment. You didn't care about it. So if I were that gentleman, I would head for the hills. I would not be in business with Martell. And from what I've heard, this is just what I've heard, allegedly he cannot get his builder's license because he has a felony on his record. So, but that's one of the reasons why he cannot get his builder's license. It's not that he's just a dumb idiot that can't pass the test. And that makes so much sense now. He used Melody. Not saying that's the only reason why he was married to her, but he definitely used Melody to have this joint venture in this business, and he was able to utilize her business license. But Melody was extremely smart, and she came out on top, and she's still winning, and kudos to her for that. But Martell, as disgusting as he is, he just cannot stop himself. He can't put the brakes on being filthy and disgusting. All right, a lot of people have had commentary about Kevin Samuels. We know this. And the ladies on Cocktails with Queens on the Fox Soul Network, all of the ladies shared their thoughts on it. I actually watched a part of that episode, and I did hear the things that the lady said. And Vivica Fox, she definitely had her opinion about Kevin Samuels, and it is her opinion. It's how she feels. She has the right to feel the way that she feels, okay? And then Hollywood Unlocked, the blog, they shared on their Instagram account a snippet of what Vivica Fox had to say about Kevin Samuels. And Martell Holt, seeing as he really doesn't have much to do, so he had time to go into the comment section to discuss this. Now, first and foremost, I don't even really think that he got it. He didn't put a post on Vivica A. Fox's Instagram account. He did it on Hollywood Unlocked. He did not at her, or, he didn't mention her in his comment. So I don't know why he's assuming that she would see the comment, or even if she did see the comment, why she would even have any reason to care about what a loser like him has to say about her. Okay? But he proceeds to write a comment to say, "You sound so foolish to be this bothered and speaking ill of a man that was in entertainment and spoke his opinion says a lot about you." No, Martell, it says a whole lot about you, which saying a whole lot about Martell, to be honest, is really not a whole lot of much, because Martell Holt is not really a whole lot of much. He is the epitome of the type of man that would cape for Kevin Samuels when you're not even looking in your own backyard or sweeping around your own front door to see that, is it possible that some of the things that Kevin Samuels is saying may be about some people that you are connected with? Again, Kevin Samuels' opinion does not mean that it is facts or it's truth. And in actuality, some things you may agree with that he said, and some things you may not agree with that he said. I'm indifferent to it because I wasn't a follower of his. I just don't really care, and my husband doesn't care either, but that's neither here nor there. Martell Holt's mother is, I'm assuming, at least in her 60s, if not 70s. I don't know how old his mother is, but she's clearly over 35 years old and she's unmarried. So what does that have to say about his mom? Maybe he has some other relatives besides his mother who is in the category that Kevin Samuel spoke about, being in your 30s and unmarried, and it just means that you're pretty much nothing. I don't understand. I don't understand, like, this description that a lot of people have been speaking about, that Kevin Samuels has said about women over 30, is about his own mama. And you know how some people feel about, don't say anything about my mama, don't talk about my mama. Kevin Samuels is actually talking about Martell's mom. So is that okay? I don't know. I don't think that Martell really wants that smoke, because a lot of people were responding to his comment and had a lot to say about him, just basically saying, dude, you really should have left this alone. This isn't your fight. You shouldn't even go there. You have enough of your own issues to worry about. Like, go get your credit fixed. Go try to make some money. Try to get your builder's license. Try to get your criminal record cleaned up so that you can get your builder's license. Like, a lot of people had a lot to say about Martell and responding to the comment that he made. Again, he has the right to his opinion, but I just felt that it was just so hypocritical when Kevin Samuels was actually talking about his mom. Okay? And Martell is definitely not a high value man. Let's just be honest. Even with him being on this reality show. No, I don't know how much his paycheck is every 2 weeks or every month or however often they get paid, but he must not be doing that well, because he's trying to do all of these other things to make money, doing a calendar, doing a wine, a wine product, and all of these other things. It's like you're insulting a lot of the people who could potentially be your customers. That's the point, if you ever get these products off of the ground, which I would never support his stuff. But I'm just saying, him posing in a bathtub with fake rose petals for a calendar, I don't see any straight men buying that stuff. And again, it's not my cup of tea, so I wouldn't support it. But I would assume some of these women that Kevin Samuels called Big Bertha would probably be up for purchasing his products or whatever, because they assume or think that he looks good. I don't. Again, not my cup of tea. So I don't really think that he is a smart business person. So I don't think that this guy, who they have shown in this last episode as being his business partner, should be in business with Martell, because he doesn't really seem to make smart decisions. For him to say he doesn't need to have his builder's license because now that he's connected with this guy, he doesn't need it, and they're not in a marriage, so they're not going to get divorced. You sound so foolish. And then to try to low-key attack Vivica A. Fox, when there are a lot of women who feel that what Vivica A. Fox's opinion was accurate, and you are trying to vie for the dollars of a lot of these women who were slighted or felt offended by a lot of the things that Kevin Samuels said. I'm not saying that he doesn't have the right to agree with Kevin Samuels, but when you're in business, maybe you should just shut up about it, be quiet, and not even let people know that that's the hand that you are playing, because they may not want to play your game and not want to support you. So I don't know if he's really serious about the products that he is supposedly creating to put out here on the market to sell. I wouldn't support it, but even before him making this comment on Hollywood Unlocked's Instagram account, would I have supported anything that he put out there? I'm sorry, I wouldn't do it. And I don't care if he has children that he has to pay child support for. I would sooner donate money to them directly to make sure that they're going to get the money than to support anything that he has going on, because he says that he has bills to pay and he has a family to feed. It is his fault that his home is broken. It is his fault. He needs to take accountability and responsibility, but he still has not done that. And now he's making it his business to get out here to offend a lot of the people who could potentially be his customers for these crappy products that he is creating. So I just wanted to discuss that. You guys can let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section. Are you going to be supporting any of Martell's upcoming projects or products? And do you feel that he was a bit idiotic to make that comment like that when he is in the process of trying to be an entrepreneur in the space of selling to a massive audience versus him just building houses in Huntsville, Alabama? And do you feel that this guy should be in business with him and be his business partner? Because obviously Marceau and Maurice Scott, they don't really want to be in business with him. When Martell brought it up in the previous episode about buying back in and getting back into Sculpt with them, I could tell they don't really want to do it, but Marceau is just trying to ease it and also just trying to say, well, Tisha, she's the majority stakeholder, so that's not my decision to make. He knows that he has so much power over Tisha. He tells her to jump and she says, how high? And she does it. So he's just using her to keep him out of the business. So you guys, you can let me know your thoughts about that. And until the next time, as always, I'm just being beautifully honest.